What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe but die trying. You see the thumbnail. Like I said in the last video, this is not a trolling thing. It's just, educational, informational purposes. I'm not trying to keep rehashing something, but I feel like if I'm going to go there, let me put something out there to make you understand where I'm coming from with things in particular. The modern day gangbanger is not under the model that you saw in the previous video, which is Tookie. The modern day gangbanger is guys who would rather avoid a fight. You see what I'm saying? They would rather avoid a real confrontation, and they would rather shoot. Like the older gangbangers had no problem with you seeing me coming. The modern day gangbanger wind up being a person who, I don't want you to see me coming, plus I got a gun. See what I'm saying? And I want to shoot you. I want to shoot you when you're not paying attention is now as opposed to back then. I want you to see me coming, so you need to prepare yourself because we going at it like two bulls. So that's the difference. The modern day gangster is gangbanger. For the most part, the vast majority of them are out of shape and overweight, or very skinny and scrawny and scary. I go back to a lot of y'all want. I'll get to that in a minute. I use DMX and 50 Cent as a reference for this. The modern day gangster, when they saw DMX and the Rough Riders, like in the 90s, they were like, "Oh, these some really hood guys for real." You know what I'm saying? So guys who wanted to be gangsters, like, okay, this is what gangsters look dirty and scruffy, and they look like they just ready to just get up and get at fighting or something. And when 50 Cent came along, he was back to the old school model of being strong and in shape. And if you notice, a lot of people who took on the gangster image started actually working out because they knew they kept portraying themselves of a gangster, but they was really hiding under the I'm a hustler drug dealer model. And the reason I bring it up is the modern gangbanger is under the hustler drug dealer model, which is a non-violent offender. You're not, so the tattoos and the hairstyles and the guns and the posturing is to make yourself look violent because you're not really violent. You're really, somebody who sells weed, or somebody who sells cocaine, or somebody who sells pills. And the territory thing, comes out of respect, disrespect, not necessarily. It comes out of disrespecting somebody and wanting something that they built up. But truth be told, you don't want to go take it like, get up out of here. You want to take it like, let me shoot somebody. The idea has flipped. Like when I say old school guys, were the type of guys that both gangs would know to meet up, and we getting at it on a certain day at a certain time, and we in a certain area, it's probably gonna pop off. Everybody knows everybody's face. It's, face to face, you can get it in blood. Now I want to sneak up on you and rob you. Ski mask on, or I'm gonna take the mask off because I want attention, so I want you to come get it in blood. But I really didn't want no problems with you. Really, I was just doing stupid stuff. So this modern gangbanger just does stupid stuff to antagonize people until something happens. That's part of the sagging and skinny jeans culture is, if you sag, you can't really move. See what I'm saying? Like, you can't run, you can't jump, you can't fight, you can't grab. And that's why if you see these guys fight, They do, like a person now will take an ass whipping and shoot somebody, and that's what they're waiting on. They'll talk crazy now, and a guy actually will come up and pull up, and but you would shoot a guy instead of fighting back, because now it's self-defense. When self-defense used to be, okay, let's see. And y'all not asking about how these guys react when they're actually in prison, in close quarters with actual hardened criminals or actual violent offenders. Y'all don't realize the guy that you calling hard and a thug and a gangster and a gangbanger, he's not like that with violent offenders. Because he can tell the difference. You can't tell the difference because you haven't been around people who are actually violent. You've been around people who are posturing violence. So the modern day gangbanger is not a violent person. They're posturing it. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't. If somebody cracks them real heavy, they're not gonna do nothing about it. If they get hit in the face, they're not gonna feel that and you hit back. They're gonna feel that and go, where my gun at? That's what changed over the years. Because it went from people fighting to getting weapons to people, modern day gangsters pick soft targets. It used to be, let me go to my car. Or they say in Houston, I'm gonna pop the trunk, which means I'm gonna go to my trunk or go to my car and get a gun. You didn't want to handle a person right there when you was with them because you was afraid of them. And now people have just got it on at all times. But you got a gun on you at all times and you ready for action all times. But here's the caveat. You're the one looking for the problem, but you really don't want a problem. That's why you see these guys, crying and, you looked all this hard and tattooed up and snarled up. But when you're in that court in front of the judge, you start tearing up because I'm going to be in there with them real ones. Because a violent offender now is somebody who shot somebody. And you ain't, 95% of jails, you ain't going to be able to sneak a gun in. So now it's you, them hands and them shanks. And now learning the story about Mexicans got on boots for real. And you really ain't ready for no action like that. So it's a difference. So I'm done. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. I hope you got my point. Peace.